Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Ting Yu Huan with number 328538. Today I would like to share my views on the implementation of price control as a short-term measure to address inflation in Malaysia. From a factual perspective, price control has played a crucial role in stabilizing the economy during the crisis. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Russia imposed price control on essential commodities to prevent looting and price gouging. The government's intervention in the chicken and egg markets in 2022 succeeded in maintaining the price of these protein sources during a period of rising food price. From an ethical perspective, utilitarianism and social justice principle underlie my support for price control. Utilitarianism promotes action that maximize overall happiness and well-being. Price control on basic food items protect the majority of the population, thereby increasing overall social welfare. Ensuring the affordability of basic necessities help reduce the inequality and protect the most vulnerable members of society from the adverse effect and inflation. In addition, principle of social justice emphasize the equitable distribution of resources and opportunity. Price control helps ensure that low-income households are not disproportionately affected by rising food prices, thereby promoting social equity and justice. By restricting the price of essential goods, government help to narrow the gap between the different socio-economic groups, reduce the disparity, and promote social cohesion. Furthermore, deontology supports the use of price control. Deontology, which focus on compliance with rules and obligations, holds that governments have a responsibility to protect their citizens from economic hardship. By imposing price control, the government fulfills its duty to ensure that the basic needs of all citizens are met, regardless of their economic circumstances. This duty-based approach emphasizes that the moral responsibility of the government to intervene in the market to safeguard the well-being of these people. In conclusion, despite the challenges of price control, the factual evidence and ethical theory that support it do suggest that price control is a necessary tool to address the inflation in Malaysia. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Elsa Ting, entry number 285418. Today, I am going to share my personal viewpoint on the decision to lift price control on chicken and eggs in Malaysia. I knew that the decision was complex, requiring an analysis of economic, social, and moral implications. Therefore, based on factual evidence and moral reasoning, I personally support lifting of price controls. From an economic standpoint, while price control can prevent sudden price increase and ensure affordability for low-income individuals, they often lead to long-term market distortions. For instance, they reduce incentive for producers and can cause supply shortages. In fact, the Malaysian government has spent RM 3.8 million on price control subsidies in 2022, but the ongoing disruption from the Ukraine crisis have exposed the limitations of this policy. Economists also argue that allowing market forces to determine prices can result in more effective resource allocation and a steady supply. This claim is supported by recent pattern in chicken and egg prices, which have stabilized below the government ceiling. This indicates that the market can function efficiently without government intervention. From a moral perspective, in principles of utilitarianism, actions should aim to maximize total well-being and satisfaction. While price control makes essential goods affordable, they can lead to unintended consequences like reduced quality and shortages, ultimately harming the majority. Eliminating price control aligns with utilitarianism by fostering a sustainable and efficient market, ensuring the long-term availability and quality of these essential proteins. Moreover, the government's responsibility is to create an equitable economic environment. This approach aligns with deontology ethics, emphasizing adherence to rules and obligations. When market prices reflect true supply and demand dynamics, the government fulfills its commitment to promote equality and transparency. This strategy also respects the autonomy of producers and consumers to engage in free market transactions without excessive interference. In summary, lifting price control on chicken and eggs in Malaysia appears to be the wise decision, both economically and morally. It aligns with the utilitarian goal of optimizing overall well-being and adheres to deontology principle of autonomy and fairness. Factual evidence support this view, showing that market forces can stabilize prices and ensure supply, benefiting society as a whole. This is from me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Chi Teng with metric number 285047. I am going to share my personal opinion about government lifting price control on chicken and egg. In my opinion, I object to the government lifting price control on chicken and eggs. I think price control is the best solution to address food price inflation in Malaysia. The government can take action like merge short-term price control with long-term strategy, which could be more efficient. For example, one of the strategy is government provides subsidy to chicken and egg producers to cover rising costs of production that assist in maintaining price stable without direct price control. For factual evidence, the Malaysian government has allocated 3.8 billion ringgit on chicken and egg subsidy since February of the year 2022 to keep price stable. So, these essential foods are more affordable to most people, especially B40 group. Not only that, according to a year 2017 report by the Malaysian Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperative and Consumerism, chicken and eggs have been put in the control price scheme to ensure that they keep affordable for all Malaysians, especially during festival season, when surge on demand. In addition, Malaysians consume a lot of poultry products with an average of 50 kg of chicken and 280 eggs per person each year. These goods are staples in Malaysian cuisine based on factual standpoint. According to moral theory, justice and fairness for distributive justice focuses on guaranteeing the resources are distributed equally. Implementing price control on chicken and eggs can lead to decreased living costs, making the essential food items more affordable for low-income families, which reduce economic inequalities. Based on John Law's theory of justice as fairness, social and economic imbalance should be structured to assist society's most vulnerable members, which support my view. So, it is important to maintain price control on chicken and eggs in Malaysia, which also keeps socio-economic balance. From the utilitarianism perspective, the utilitarian philosophy of Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill promotes acts that create the greatest happiness and well-being for the greatest number of people. So, maintaining price control on chickens and eggs will better serve the purpose to improve overall happiness, society well-being and reduce financial burden in Malaysian society, which match with the moral theory of utilitarianism. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Kam Foo and my metric number is 285987. I'm going to share about my personal view of lifting price control on chicken and egg. In my opinion, I strongly support the government with the price control on chicken and egg. I think that the price control is the best solution to address the food price inflation in short-term strategy. but the price control is not the best solution in terms of the long-term strategy by controlling the price of goods. Chicken and egg are the lowest price of food that provide us nutrients and protein by comparing with the fish and beef. According to the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, said that the decision to proceed with the floating chicken price was made based on the ministry survey of the market and with the assurance from the producer to fully cooperate so that the supply of chicken remains sufficient. From factual evidence, the government has spent 3.8 billion for subsidy on egg and chicken since February 2022. But based on the current market trend in Malaysia, the price of chicken and egg are becoming more stable and below a selling price. It means that the price of chicken and egg are being under control and would not increase rapidly in the future. By lifting the subsidy on egg and chicken, the government can allocate the financial resource to other sectors or industry that need to maintain or improvement. According to the Sina Daily, the sellers interviewed after removing a price control on chicken and egg found that the price of chicken was low, which is lower than the control price of 9 ringgit 40 cents. The sales of chicken also grows as the result from the lower price as well as the sufficient stock to fulfill the demand. According to the moral theory, utilitarianism refers to a view of the right and wrong based on the maximization of utility. Price control is not the long-term strategy to solve the price inflation of chicken and egg. In order to maximize the net benefit on the price of chicken and egg by removing the price control, producers can increase their profit margin and offer a customer sufficient stock at a reasonable price, given that the price of chicken remains below of the selling price. Furthermore, deontological ethics refer to a moral philosophy that establishes and enforces a rule for behavior in order to determine right or wrong. The government has a responsibility to protect the citizen when there is an injustice or unfairness in order to make sure all citizens have an equal treatment. The removal of the subsidy for the chicken and egg provides a fair and free market for producers to sell their product equally since the prices are becoming stable. Therefore, producers are selling their goods in a fair and competitive environment. That's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Doreen Phung Xin Mei. Today, will I support lifting price controls on chicken and eggs in Malaysia with measures to protect vulnerable populations. I argue that price controls are not the best long-term solution to food price inflation. Deputy Agriculture and Food Security Minister Kam Foo stated that the supply of chicken and eggs has stabilized, with prices below the set ceiling. This suggests that the market can self-regulate without the need for price controls. Long-term price controls disrupt market equilibrium, leading to inefficiencies, overconsumption, and market distortions. Artificial price caps may make it unprofitable for producers to produce, leading to shortage and a reduction in product quality as consumers increase their purchases due to low prices. For factual evidence, the Malaysian government has spent 3.8 billion ringgit Malaysians on chicken and egg subsidies since February 2022, a significant financial burden that has not fully resolved supply issues. Also, supply disruption caused by price controls force producers to raise prices or reduce local supply to boost exports. Hence, price controls has caused market distortion and export prohibitions. While Malaysia is largely self-sufficient for chicken and eggs, but is overly dependent on imports for animal feed, making it vulnerable to import inflation. Rather than solely relying on price controls, a more comprehensive approach to achieving food security should include actions like equipping farmers with infrastructure, technology, and training to boost production and efficiency, and establishing efficient and transparent markets where supply and demand determine prices will be more effective in addressing food price inflation. From a utilitarian and fairness perspective, price controls, although intended to make essentials affordable, often lead to shortage and decreased quality, causing more harm than good in the long run. A fairer approach involves lifting price controls while providing targeted subsidies and assistance to support vulnerable populations. Next, market ethics allow prices to reflect true supply and demand conditions, ensuring efficient resource allocation and fair compensation for producers. The moral rights of economic freedom support the idea that individuals and businesses should be free to engage in transactions without excessive government intervention. In conclusion, price controls may provide short-term relief but lead to long-term issues. By lifting price controls and implementing market-oriented reforms, targeted interventions, and investment in local agriculture, we can achieve a balanced and self-sustaining market that benefits both consumer and producer in the future.
A good day to Doctor and my friends. My name is Lim Ming Siang. My matric number is 287224. Today I'm going to present about moral judgment on price control. Regarding the question of whether price control on chicken and eggs should be lifted by the government, I am against it being so. My ideas come from real-life information on the loss that the producer and consumer have, and the ethical theory that will consider the rights of every individual involved. As one of the main reasons why I dislike the removal of the price control, food insecurity and economic problems in lower income households will be rise. In the absence of this regulation, the price might go up, something that will put a lot of pressure on the low income household when purchasing these essential goods. This only compound existing scenarios such as the inequality in economic status, meaning that there will be more cases of poverty and hunger. The cost of living in Malaysia has experienced a substantial increase in recent years, primarily due to the rise in food costs. However, since the Malaysia Institute of Economic Research, inflation rate have been on the rise in Malaysia with increased the food price contributing this avenue. Price control is one of the most efficient ways of maintaining food price at level which is affordable to most of populace. Price control are done by authorities to make it possible for crucial commodity to be within reach to all persons in society without discriminating them based on their wealth status, as it is considered under the principle of equitable justice, which is in a way seek to uphold fair distribution of resources. From a utilitarian perspective, which encourage enhancing overall satisfaction of avoiding distress, it appears more morally acceptable to maintain limits on price on chicken and eggs, ensuring the stability and affordability of imported food items has an important role in promoting the well-being of a substantial segment of the population. In a nutshell, while I believe price control is the right and feasible strategy to fight food price inflation in Malaysia, I almost emphatically protest the government's intention to do away with price control of chicken and eggs. Such a decision can be termed as unfair and biased, especially for the poor who rely a lot on such essential foods. That's all for me. Thank you.